So right now I'm in West Palm Beach, Florida, which is my hometown, and I've just been here visiting for the last week, and it's been an amazing trip, as it always is. But something just feels a little different about this time.
Bye.
Hi! So I'm with my best friend Shelby. We just had dinner and now we got to the Breakers Hotel in Palm Beach so that we can go have a drink at HMF. Has a little nightcap. For one,
with a
it
little
took me
bit
an
of
entire
girl
year
talk.
to come back. I usually try and come back more often than that, at least twice a year, but it's actually this time last year that I came home and I went to the Keys with my best friend Shelby. I had a great time with my family, and yeah, but it's been an entire year, and I feel like every time I come home, one of the things I look forward to about the trip is that it kind of rewires things for me, if that makes sense. It just kind of resets everything, and it's like I get reminded of who I am and what my values are. So I plan out the entire trip and I make sure that when I do come home, I will hit all these stops that I used to go to. All the places that I loved visiting because, I don't know.
Oh, it's looking.
What can I get for you?
It's looking like up here.
Yeah, so when she comes, it's gonna show her.
Oh.
All the memories that I have.
Can't see here. Oh, it's recording.
So I got a lychee martini. Is it extra dirty? You're like, I only ate an olive, I don't know. Shelby got a dirty martini, which is basically vodka with olive juice. You have to be a real sophisticated person to enjoy such a thing. And every time I plan a trip, I get so excited about all these things that I'm gonna do. And then I finally get there and it's incredibly underwhelming. Like, not fun at all.
It got so loud in here.
Great.
Look at everybody.
It's so busy, and it's literally Monday.
It's also still the same age group that it was like.
The what?
It's still
And
the same age group.
then I leave those places afterward and I'm really let down. Like, I just get this whole sadness because I go out to do those things and then they're not really fun, if that makes sense. I wonder, is it me? Like, is there something wrong with me? It made me think about changes. So today we're gonna talk about changes because that's what it made me think about. Because I always say that change is the most consistent thing that you'll ever have in your life. Things are always going to change. But it's almost like when we rally to do things that we're nostalgic about, it's like we hope and we wish and we almost expect that these things are going to be the same, knowing though that they've more than likely changed because everything does. It's just like so much has changed in the last couple of years since the pandemic in this town. The fact that people even know what West Palm Beach or where West Palm Beach is, for one, like there are so many people. When I went out, I met a lot of people from the West Coast, like from Portland and from California and from all these other places that are here visiting on business or working. And I remember thinking to myself, what are you doing here though? In West Palm Beach, Florida? Like, nobody knew what West Palm Beach was. When I went to LA, everyone would be like, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from West Palm. They go, oh, okay, where is that? And I'd have to explain, oh, it's about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours north of Miami, literally. Now I say West Palm and everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know, I was really kind of struggling at first with how I felt about that. What is it about me that expects things not to change when I know damn well that everything in life changes? And why do I feel sad that when I go somewhere it's not the same? I have two theories about change and the way that people approach them, or the way that people process change. And when people embrace change, it's always positive changes. When I used to go down to the waterfront and I would walk around, I'd be so excited thinking about the future and all the different things I was going to do and experience, and all the changes that would come in my life that I envisioned coming to fruition. And when I really thought about that, I realized the actual walking down to the waterfront wasn't really what was making me happy. It was the prospect and the excitement about what I was going to do with my life later that was exciting me about it. So it was never actually the activity that I was doing, and it was never going to those bars. It was always that when I went to these places and I would be there, I would look at the surrounding, be just as underwhelmed as I've always been, but be excited for the prospect of moving somewhere new. I remember sitting on the dock at the water and I would just daydream about what my life would be like if I moved to California or to New York or just anywhere but West Palm Beach, Florida, because at the time I couldn't stand West Palm. It felt so small, and because I was born and raised here, all I ever wanted was to get out. And then living in LA, all I do is dream about coming back here to feel that same excitement that I used to feel, when all along the excitement was me envisioning these changes and looking forward to these changes. I feel like it's so rare that we truly embrace negative change, and maybe we shouldn't look at those changes as negative at all. You can think changes are good, you can think that changes are bad, but at the end of the day, they're still gonna happen. But one of the things that we fail to really think about a lot of the time is the fact that we ourselves have changed. We rarely think about who we were at those moments, you know? And the fact that it's who we are at those moments that really dictates how we feel about those things. It's the wonder that you have, you know? When you look back and think about when you're younger, it's the wonder that you have for everything around you that's exciting. And the person that I was back then was not nearly as strong or confident, and did not love themselves as much as I love myself now. And I think because I love myself now and I'm self-fulfilled in so many ways, it doesn't do it for me anymore. I walk down to the waterfront, it's beautiful, I love it, it's serene, it's peaceful, but I'm not daydreaming about living in LA anymore because I live there. Now, I've made that happen. But one of the good things about thinking about all this just reminds me that I'm capable of so much more than I think sometimes. And I think that we all are. So when you think back on things that you're nostalgic about, think about the person that you were back then, and think about how much your life has changed or your personality has changed and all the things that you've accomplished. It can be sad thinking about how life changes and how much you miss things, but then I have to really sit and think about what I'm actually missing. And I think what I'm really missing is that younger part of me. And then I also get happy because this version of me is on track to where that younger part of me thought I would be. And that gets me excited.